As Donald Trump nears the 100-day mark in the White House, voters are grading his performance on a partisan curve. Republicans are inclined to give him good grades on his performance in office so far, mostly A's and B's. Democrats are tougher in their assessments, mostly D's and F's, according to a new Politico, Morning Consult poll. Trump earns his highest marks on fighting terrorism, the poll shows. But when Trump reaches his 100th day in office next week, a historical marker for each new administration, his failure to shepherd a promised health care bill through Congress will be noted by voters. On health care, climate change and Trump's promises to drain the swamp of special interests in Washington, voters are far more critical of the new president's performance thus far. Earlier this week, Trump described his administration's achievements in glowing terms at an event in Wisconsin. No administration has accomplished more in the first 90 days, that includes on military, on the border, on trade, on regulation, on law enforcement, we love our law enforcement, and on government reform, he said. Voter perceptions of Trump's tenure don't necessarily reflect that rosy assessment. Asked to grade Trump's first 3 months as president overall, 16% give Trump an A, and another 23% award Trump a B. But roughly as many voters give Trump poor marks. Trump gets a D from 13% of voters, and nearly a quarter, 24%, give him an F. One reason is that partisanship continues to dominate and color opinions of Trump's nascent presidency. Nearly half of self-identified Democratic voters, 48%, give Trump an F grade, and an additional 19% award him a D. Republicans and Trump voters view Trump's presidency more positively, but he isn't turning straight A's from his base. There's a persistent media narrative that President Trump can do no wrong among his base of supporters, said Kyle Drop, Morning Consult's chief research officer and co-founder. But this polling suggests that, at the very least, many of his voters see room for improvement. 42% of Trump voters grade his first 100 days a B, and another 23% give him a C or worse. The Politico, Morning Consult poll was conducted April 13 to 15, surveying 1,992 registered voters. The margin of error is plus or minus 2 percentage points. When voters are asked to grade Trump's early performance in 10 different policy areas, Trump scores highest on fighting terrorism. A combined 49% of voters give Trump an A or B grade on the issue, but on each of the other policy areas, fewer than 2 in 5 voters give Trump an A or B grade. On foreign relations, Trump earns an A from only 12% of voters. 22% give him a B, 17% a C, 15% a D and 26% an F. Voters are divided on Trump's early immigration policies. More than 1 in 5, 21%, give Trump an A grade, and 18% give the president a B. But 3 in 10 give Trump a failing grade, and another 10% give him a barely passing D. Trump mentioned trade as an accomplishment earlier this week, but only 13% give Trump an A on the issue. 21% give him a B, 20% a C, 12% a D and 19% an F. On the economy, a signature Trump issue, the president gets an A from 17% of voters, with an additional 22% giving him a B. Fewer voters give him poor marks than for other topics, but 21% still award Trump an F. Trump's grades on jobs are virtually identical to those for the economy. The harshest spot on Trump's report card is health care, likely owing to the collapse last month of the Republican effort to replace the 2010 health care law. Only 9% of voters give Trump an A on health care, including only 20% of Republicans and 16% of Trump voters. Trump earns a B from 16% of voters, a C from 19% and a D from 15%. Nearly one-third of poll respondents, 32%, give Trump an F on health care, equal to another issue on which Trump is weak, climate change. Remember the common drain the swamp refrain at Trump rallies during the general election? The president is earning poor marks on putting the chant into practice, the poll shows. Only 10% give Trump an A on draining the swamp, and another 14% give him a B. By contrast, 27% of voters, including nearly half of Democrats, give Trump a failing F grade. But nearly a quarter of poll respondents, 24%, have no opinion on Trump's performance in draining the swamp. Looking beyond Trump's report card, voters are similarly divided on the future trajectory of his presidency. While 44% expect Trump's performance to get better, just as many say it will get worse, 30%, or stay about the same, 16%.